Good morning. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's go back a little bit. What was your final three plan before Drew made a move when it was a strong re before?
You know what? I felt like throughout my whole game, I didn't care who I went to final three with. I thought I was going to win. I was like, get me in front of the jury. I'm going to win. I don't believe that now, like only because like now being in the jury and watching this 2, 3 hours, I don't know, them going at it. It's so much harder than my knowledge of it going into the game. But during the game, I didn't care. I was like, you get me in front of the jury, I'm going to win. And I would have loved to have gone all the way with the final four. And two of us make fire together, one of us go out that way, and then it'd be Reba at the end. I just felt so strong with them, and I felt like any one of us in that Reba four deserved to win. That was what I was thinking while I was in the game, because I knew each one of their moves. And I'm like, I mean, Drew would be like, this is what we're going to do in this. And I'd be like, oh my God, it's genius. And then Austin would be like, okay, I did this. And I'm like, you're a genius. And Dee would be like, okay, my instincts are up and this is what's happening. I'm like, how? So it was just an honor to play with them. I was thinking if I got to the final three, which sounds so cocky. I don't even know why I thought it. I just felt it. Anyway, that was just how I played the game.
You probably have to have that confidence while you're in the game. Otherwise, you might go crazy.
I guess. I just felt like, which is fun, like even towards the end, like I felt like I was just fortunate to be in such a strong Reba team and for us to work so well together. We're constantly thinking, who do we want to sit with the end? Other people are just trying to get to the end. And we're already, no, who do I? We were very fortunate with an amazing chemistry with the four of us together.
There was a time when you guys were divided up into three groups. It's when Austin gives you his idol, and you were paired with Bruce and Kendra. And Bruce was the target at that time. Did it ever cross your mind, or did you ever consider throwing that immunity challenge so that Bruce wouldn't have that opportunity?
Yes. Was told to do so. I don't know if I was told. No, it's hard to remember. I mean, I think that it was highly suggested, or that it's hard to. It's like trying to remember a dream. Either I just thought it, someone said it, it was communicated across the way. It was like, obviously, this is our chance to take out Bruce. If we just throw it. And I could not stop myself from trying. It was like I found all three ropes, and in my head I'm going, stop, Julie, stop. And I couldn't stop. And then I thought, because it's like, yeah, I want to do this for the team. It's also an individual game. And it's like, really? I make Bruce vulnerable. I make me vulnerable. So as much as I trust my group, my mentality was always, which is like, even goes back to the Sean Sifu boot of, I mean, D and J were both like, oh, it's okay, we can get Sifu out, and then we could do like the layers. And I was like, good thinking. But you know how you make sure you don't even do it? You don't even get to tribal. Like I was always like, I love the 3 steps, but why don't we take care of the first step? So first step is don't make yourself vulnerable. So it was like, yeah. I had safety measures, always have safety measures, but let's just cut it off there. Like that was my game. A lot of these other younger people loved the risk of it. And I'm like, for me, I sat down before I went, had my people in my life, had brother, son. I was like, strategic wise, what's the game plan? And I didn't stray from that, which was hard because when you're in the emotion and you want to do stuff. And I was like, remember, fully fed, fully slept Julie had a game plan. Keep with that, Julie. Don't get swayed by game, Julie. So I stuck with that. Which is, sure, let's be risky. Let's get Bruce out. Let's make him vulnerable. I was like, nope. And I really thought I could beat him at the end.
You really almost did. You almost did a
Twice
couple
in a row.
times.
Like, I feel like the people at my gym are just gonna cut a face of Bruce out and put it in front of me to motivate me.
Let's go to when you saved yourself with the idol.
Yeah.
And there was discussion. You brought up taking out Austin at this
Yep.
point. Ultimately, what made you choose Emily?
So I know it. Like, you watch back and you see your own words saying, I want to take out Austin, send him home with an idol in his pocket. Because how awesome would that have been? But yet again, that was emotion in the game, Julie. And I had to, and there was so little time. Like, they didn't show my entire not believing that my idol was real. Like, I thought maybe I'm like really in denial that they're going to send me home with a real idol in my pocket. So I'm like, when did Drew turn? When did Drew turn? Did they switch it and really not give me a real one? Because I couldn't, it's all hazy. So one, I didn't know for sure, really didn't know for sure if that idol was real. And then Emily was coming for me. And Emily is one of the most amazing gamers. Like, her manipulation and tactic on getting Bruce out. And I knew she was wearing Drew and Austin down against me, because I'm like, how is Drew even doubting my game? It has to be Emily whispering to him. And I just thought she was such a strategic threat and so smart. And she was the only person that I was worried about sitting next to in Final Tribal. Mm-hmm. I'm like, because I didn't understand jury, didn't know what they would think. And she's had this whole, she survived Lulu. Like, come on, I've had this great Reva. Like, what a story. So I get it, how flashy and fun to take Austin out with his idol while he's got an idol in his pocket. But would I have lasted the next vote? Like, I couldn't see my way to the end. So because then I'm left with just Emily and Drew. Oh my gosh, I couldn't have beaten them. So again, I was like, I got to go with strategy over emotion on that one.
Let's go to the final 5 vote, which was wild and all over the place. But how did you think going into that tribal? What did you think the plan was, and how were you feeling?
So I thought Austin was going to vote for me. And I thought that Jake was going to vote for me. And I begged Dee and Katurah together and separately to vote for Jake. Mm-hmm. And they were like, he's got an idol. No. And I was like, I don't care if he has an idol. I'm the one at risk. Who cares? Let's do it. And which was, but Dee didn't want me to go home. So she was like, I'm not. So I get her best play was to write Katurah, because she was not going to write my name down, and she just was not going to write Jake because she knew he had an idol. But so I'm like, just do it for me, just do it for me. And then Katurah. So Katurah was, I didn't know where she was going to go. I really thought I was going home that night. Like, I really just thought it was the 2 votes, Julie. Jake's idol would cancel out. So I did go home that night, but not the way it went. So that was, I really thought that when I was at Pondy, I was like, yeah, Jake and Austin took me out. So the fact that Jake didn't and he wrote D shocked me. So that was just wild.
It was wild to watch. You were so fun to watch, especially when you got real feisty, thinking that you were going out and playing that idol.
Well, that was betrayed, angry Julie too. I was like, come on. So I'm kind of glad it made for a great season, but the emotions out there are real. They are real. And it's so, I'm like, yo, we're not faking it. When we're crying, we're crying. No, love everyone out there. And it was just an amazing season. Like, holy cow, such amazing play. I think anybody could have won. It's also luck is involved. Like, look at that final 5. Like, if Katurah was like, okay, I'll go with D.
Would have been totally different. Absolutely.
Different. Everybody's game. If one thing could have done it. So anyway, I thought it was fabulous.
It was a fabulous season overall. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.